The following Meet the Artist article is brought to you by Scrapbooking.com magazine from the July 2012 issue. Becky Fleck by Judy Kaufman. Becky Fleck grew up in Montana. A self-proclaimed outdoorsy girl right from the start, she began fly fishing with her grandfather at 5 and learned to tie her own flies at 12. Her grandmother taught her to knit, crochet, and sew. Before she was out of elementary school, Becky knew she was going to be an artist. A beloved high school teacher fostered Becky's talents and encouraged her to go to art school. She graduated from the extremely competitive Al Collins Graphic Design School at Arizona State University. Students designed for clients like Coca-Cola, Macy's, and J.C. Penney to get experience, but were not paid or allowed to freelance till the last year of the program. At that point, they were given the option of starting a business or working at an internship. Becky started Graphic Impact while a senior, turning it into a very successful Phoenix ad agency that she kept for 7 years. In 1998, she sold the client list but kept her company name. After a total of 14 years in Phoenix, Becky, who thought she would never go back to Montana, found herself sitting with her uncle while on summer vacation, fishing and looking out at the mountains. She realized it was where she needed to be once again. It was a cathartic moment, she said. I came to Montana and never looked back. Remarried, she and her husband Chris, who retired from the Marines after 23 years and now owns a fly fishing shop, lives on a 1,200-acre ranch in southeast Montana, about an hour west of Billings. Becky Fleck has endless talents, boundless energy, and knows how to balance her work and her personal life so that there's room for everything she wants to do. Since 2010, Becky's been editor of Scrapbook and Cards Today, published out of Toronto, Canada. Prior to that, she wrote the Page Maps column as a contributing editor for 2 years. Becky is part of the graphic design department at Spellbinders Paper Arts, designing dies and embossing folders, Embossabilities, as well as her own licensed Spellbinders Page Maps collections. 6 in the first half of 2012, 5 more collections making their debut in July. She's also a teacher, traveling about 10 times each year for the magazine and for Page Maps, and she is the author of 2 books. A typical day? Insane is how she put it. I'm up at 5:30 to see to all the critters, and each of my jobs could easily take up 3/4 of my day, so there's a lot to coordinate. I love that every day in the studio is different, Becky mused. I never get bored, but there is a double-edged sword of working at home. I have a hard time shutting it down after dinner. When asked what she thinks is most important about scrapbooking, Becky was adamant and instant in her response. Journaling on your page is absolutely essential. I inherited my grandmother's scrapbook when she died. It's 5 miles thick, but she never wrote down where she was or who the people were or what year it was. We hope you enjoyed this article. Don't miss the rest of the great articles and features in this month's issue of Scrapbooking.com magazine.